Although Carolina Panthers head coach Frank Reich has held his position for nearly a month now, many continue to speculate on just how well the players in the locker room are acclimating to this new coaching staff after so strongly pushing for interim coach Steve Wilks to be hired after last year. Well, one player in particular has made his thoughts loud and clear, and we're going to get into that right after this.
From the foe, you dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Rashad. This is a Carolina Panthers fan channel. Please do me a favor by hitting the like button, and please make sure you subscribe, as I am on my road to 1K, trying to get this channel monetized. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to this story. Now, if you are not aware of who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about, I am talking about our young sensational safety, Jeremy Chinn. Now, when we had our introductory press conference for Frank Reich about a month ago, many on Twitter were speculating or just trolling, however you choose to see it, and pointing out the fact that Jeremy Chinn, along with Dante Jackson and maybe one or two others, were one of the only ones that had not stood up to shake Frank Reich's hand upon their initial introduction when he was walking back to his seat after the press conference. They were saying that he looked salty. He was clearly mad that he may be wanting to cause a problem in the locker room. And as you can see in this graphic right here, Jeremy Chinn then just took it upon himself to drop a little 3-second video just saying, okay, like basically brushing everybody off, saying y'all basically inferring that y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. Just please stop talking about me. Keep my name out your mouth. Well, just recently, over Super Bowl weekend, Jeremy Chinn made an appearance on the Man to Man podcast with both former Indianapolis Colts DBs Antoine Bethea and Darius Butler, where he answered a variety of questions. But two that stood out to me, the most were the question about how he felt about the hiring of Frank Reich, also how he felt about not hiring Steve Wilks. Now, I'm going to let you all hear those two audios, and then I am going to come back and give you all my reaction to them. So first, let's go ahead and listen to how he felt about Frank Reich.
Going into your fourth year, man, obviously AB talked about everything, that happened off the field, that happened on the field. New coach, head coach. Our coach, our former head coach, got fired last year during the year, got hired this year for the Carolina Panthers. You got a new DC coming over as well. Yeah. Evero from Denver. What's your thoughts on it? I know you met Frank. Right?
Yeah, I met Frank.
What's your thoughts on your first meeting Frank Reich?
I'm excited. So that was my first thought. I was just excited. I think the relationship that me and him are going to build is going to be, started from trust. So I think that's important in any relationship that you have. So I'm excited really to get to work with him. And I think the things that he coaches and pride himself on is that it's a locker room led team. And he seems to stand on that and be prideful of that. But I know the guys are bought in and we're ready to get to work.
Yes.
All right, so there you have it. That was Jeremy Chinn answering the question of how he felt about the Carolina Panthers proceeding forth with Frank Reich as their new head coach. So I'm going to give you all my feelings on this before we move on to the Steve Wilks topic. Now, first of all, I have to say that I'm just very glad that he went ahead and put that BS rumor to bed. There is no reason to be projecting people's emotions, their feelings, or people assuming that they are body language experts or just being able to read somebody through a screen and thinking that there's so much of a wizard that they can just see the entire world and just know what this man is feeling. I'm very, very glad that he was able to just go ahead and put this to rest, as it was a silly thing to have ever been a serious topic overall. But I do have to point out, I would be remiss if I didn't point out, man, that his voice, his tone didn't necessarily match the words to me, but I am going to choose to take him at his word. I am not going to question it. Maybe that's just how he speaks, but he did not speak with very much with very much oomph behind it. He was just more of a, type thing. But, you know what I'm saying? But also, I believe his attitude reflects a lot of the feelings of the fans that are not currently still in their feelings at this point. No matter how you feel about Steve Wilks, as an objective person and hopefully a reasonable person, you have to be able to acknowledge that two things can be true. Although Steve Wilks did great things for us, and the feeling that he has instilled in us and the emotional attachment that we got to Steve Wilks last year is strong enough to make a lot of people feel like he should have been hired. Frank Reich is also in his own right a very great coach. His resume speaks for itself, and at the end of the day, I believe the conversation came down to feeling and emotion versus resume. And when you're working in business, when you're working in competition, and when you're working to win, you have to be logical and you have to go with the resume at the end of the day. And I think that's what Jeremy Chinn, as a professional, has realized, not needs to realize, he has realized, does realize, and he's moving forth with how he moving forth with his career, excited to work under Frank Reich. As we as fans, and especially me as a fan, I am very excited to see what Frank Reich and this all-star staff that he's been able to bring to the team will do this year, man. So now we're going to move in to the Steve Wilks portion of the Jeremy Chinn interview, and then we are going to come back and react to that as well. So let's go ahead and get to this audio.
What was it like playing for Steve Wilks? You know, obviously people see from the outside looking in, that was he got one head coaching job, which I think anybody who covers the game, watch the game, know he got a raw deal out there in Arizona, let him go after 1 year.
Yep. Yeah.
Felt like he did an incredible job from the outside looking in with the squad down there. You know what happened. Robbie gets shipped off. C-Mac gets shipped off. And y'all are playing meaningful games, into December, January. So what? I know he's moved on to San Fran now, DC over there now. But what kind of guy is Steve Wilks behind the scenes?
Man, first of all, I love Steve Wilks. Mm-hmm. Great man, great leader. But I mean, if you look at the things that he did this past season with the circumstances that he had with shipping guys like Robbie off and C-Mac, and then just the quarterback kind of carousel that we had going on. Just for him to find a way to win meaningful games down the stretch, I think he deserves every opportunity that he's going to get. So I'm excited that he's in San Fran now with a good position there. Mm-hmm. He's going to be extremely successful wherever he's at. So I love Steve Wilks. I'm happy for him.
All right, man, that was Jeremy Chinn on Steve Wilks. Now, my first reaction to that is my boy sounded hurt. Like, he honestly did sound like this is a subject or a matter that is really still bothering him. At the end of the day, not hiring Steve Wilks is something that really did get under Jeremy Chinn's skin. But as he mentioned in the when he answered the Frank Reich question, I'm pretty sure that he's internalized and he understands that it's a business. He also talked about how this was the first year that he's been able to see actual coaching turnover and people going in and seeing the trades of Robbie and C-Mac, saying that this is the first time in his 3-year career that he's actually, or 4-year career, however long he's been, that he's actually had to experience the business side of the NFL, and this is just going to be a simple adjustment for him. And although he may be in his feelings at the moment, emotions always have to be put aside in competition, and he will eventually get over it. But the last thing, man, I think he just reflects the feelings of a lot of fans yet again in saying, man, although we hated that Steve isn't here, we definitely wish him the best of luck in San Francisco. And as Jeremy Chinn made it a point to say about 3, 4, 5 times in this video, man, we love you, Steve Wilks, man. Nothing but the best of luck to you and rest of your adventures, man, and the rest of your ventures. But what do you all think about this topic, man? Jeremy Chinn finally breaks his silence on how he feels about the Frank Reich hire as well as the departure of Steve Wilks, man. You leave your comments down below. What do you think about Jeremy Chinn's comments? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, as I am 30 subscribers away from 1K. You could be my 1,000 subscriber today. You could do that by just helping me and hitting the like button. But with that being said, man, I'm Jamario Rashad. This is the way I see it, and I'm out. Peace.